match.
Alright, Delirium, you gonna do this?
User joined your channel.
I don't have any questions. I'll let the stream monsters do that.
But I'm saying, you're gonna relay the messages to him?
Oh, I will.
Usually Craig does that.
Okay, cool.
Alright, we should be up and live again. Welcome back.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, so I am loading into a crossfire game here. 14 of 14 out of 15 of 3-1 my team.
And you didn't have to lift a finger.
Alright, those of you watching, if you have
Are we seeing any questions?
I'm actually telling them to get their questions right now. Yeah, if anyone out there has any questions, let us know. We have the wonderful high-res Bart here, ready to answer your questions. We are reading the chat, so fire them away. And yes, if any of the two teams want, we can also do post-interviews as well. Q&A/post-interview.
We want your secrets, we want your cap routes, and your strategies. What was I going to say? Yes, Bart, the Grandmeister and Grand Poobah of High-Res Esports is here.
I'm just getting titles.
There, here we go.
Ask him about Tribes Ascend. Ask him about patches and notes and cheats and exploits and whatever you want to think of.
Yep.
I'm getting a question.
Okay, go away.
This one's coming from Diplodocus. He's on my team
User
speak.
was
He sent
moved
me
to
a
your
message
channel.
asking, when is this next patch coming out? Is it next week? And we want patch notes, you know? Every single day
You'll
we
get
wake
them
up
as
and
soon
where's the
as,
patch notes?
That is actually Stu and the rest of the tribes guys, management side of it, so that's not on me. To give it to you, unfortunately, I would love to make that available to you guys right now, but things are still being tested. It's a really, really big, super gnarly patch, so it's going to take a little bit.
The high-res employees, I heard, said that it depended on how the testing went. If it went well, we would have it. If not, we wouldn't.
Yeah, more or less. It'll be, you know, if it was done tomorrow, we'd give it to you tomorrow, so that's pretty much the thick and the thin of it there.
You work very hard for us, thank you.
I just do the esports.
You've been out here like every night doing matches, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We wouldn't
Yeah,
have
man.
competition without Bart. Bart is the man who got the job.
That's right, that's my qualification. I got the job.
No, Bart actually has a history of tribes and esports in
no,
general.
no.
He's
I
a
was
true
being
gamer.
serious. I wasn't
He
being
plays every game, all the games.
I did play all of them.
Do you win
Oh, in tribes?
all the games? You know,
I
the
win
ones
all
you
the
play.
games.
Okay.
Most of them, yeah. I have a lifetime like 85% win rate. And pubs.
Ooh.
Not really, I just made that up.
Are we cutting Diplodocus off, or can I give you another question by him?
I think that's enough. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
He's asking about the NASL League.
Yeah, what of it?
And when is it starting?
Well, so we are a promotional title in this next season, which is going to be starting relatively soon here. And then, you know, that's kind of the general word for right now. So we're going to have some matches
User was
that
moved
are
to
going to
your
be, you know,
channel.
promotional style matches with them. And then if everything goes according to plan and everything looks good and you know, everything runs well and there's a lot of interest, then we'll be looking at doing a second, you know, kind of go with them, and that'll be a full season. If you know, if everything works out, I mean, that's the plan. That's my plan, at least. Is I would love to see
User
us
was
having,
moved to your channel.
you know, real, and so that would be season 4 of NASL being, you know, a legitimately spread game for that league.
That would be awesome. I'm looking forward to myself. Where's it usually located?
Ontario, California.
Good times.
It looks like we have actually John Wayne and Link from the match tonight, as well as Makasuro in the channel.
Look at these baddies.
Oh, hush.
What's up, guys?
Maka, I've missed you, man. Gotta get on our event some more.
Well, I'm on the team now, so I'm on their event all the time.
Well,
I can go on there every once
So
in a
how
while.
do you guys want to do this?
well, Bart, take it away.
Do you want me to interview these guys?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know, good games, obviously, guys. Anything in particular that you guys were talking about going in? That was your game plan, and you know, how did it work out for you? That general thing.
I mean, we were Crossfire is probably one of our weakest maps, but I think you guys saw the little grab cycle trick.
That was
we
the
were
surprise you promised me.
Yeah. There's actually something else that we were gonna do, but
see,
we didn't
see all the secrets yet.
We didn't get up. If we had gone up, you would have seen a little couple other stuff. But yeah, we almost got it off the first time, but Mira missed the Mira and Nino took off without Mira by accident. We were like dang it, we almost got it. We were all cheering, like trying to get in there, and oh man.
Now, can a grab cycle afterburner outrun a strike afterburner? Because there was a strikeout at that point.
I don't think so, but I don't know. There was a couple things that we were gonna try, but that was the safest one. So I don't know.
Now we don't know how this will, develop, but maybe you can force a strike on Crossfire by running grab cycle pickups, and then they're down a player or whatever, because the strike's not as good in Crossfire. Maybe depending on how people feel about that.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if the grab cycle's on the ground, of course, I usually try to keep my grab cycle in the air. But I mean,
and here is Jihad for Jesus, also known as Persian in the channel. Hello.
Hello. Good games. Good games.
Definitely, we look forward to the next BFF game we can see on Crossfire to see your new secret strategy we haven't seen yet, keeping us on our toes.
What'd you guys think of about that, John Wayne, Jihad?
About which one, the grab bikes?
Yeah.
I think it's a great strategy. Sort of Crossfire is exactly what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Would your team consider doing that, Persian?
I'm trying. Last week, 2 weeks, I'd say a month, I've been trying to get this guy, John Wayne, to get on the back of a vehicle of any kind. The guy's so obstinate. He's like, no, I'm a Tribes purist. That's not Tribe. That's not Tribe. And he won't get on the back of one.
Foot routes are classic Tribes, but vehicles, were made Tribes pretty popular. Tribes had a lot of vehicles.
Maybe I should have grav capped on all the maps and seen how that would have worked out for a team.
Now, back in Tribes 2, couldn't you carry the flag and pilot a strike?
Yes, you could.
So,
and a grab
I
bike.
saw that a few times.
Couldn't you also pilot a scout with a flag on your back also?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But you could pilot a scout with a heavy, so let's not.
That's not true. No,
yeah,
you could not.
Yeah, you could.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. You have to take it in Scarborough and you just run the scout right in the inventory station, and you can get stuck between the scout and the inventory station.
He's right.
The heavy in the pilot
That's
safe.
not legit.
He's right. He's
No,
right.
but
You
you
could do that.
could.
It's not working as intended. I'll say
That's
that much.
Tribes, baby.
So, I guess I want to talk about something since everyone's kind of pitter-pattering. So Bart, what are we going to do with server security regarding people ghosting matches?
Oh yeah, so I guess here's a good enough forum as any to say, kind of my piece on it is basically that, after tonight, that I think that, I'm gonna think about it, and I, kind of said in the beginning of the whole thing that if people wanted to come in and, mess up the games for everyone else and, wouldn't use private servers responsibly, that I'll just shut it down until we get the custom servers going. So I'm going to be looking at kind of the different things I can do around, removing everyone's privileges, and then, specifically whitelisting people, which is definitely going to cut down on the frequency that we'll be able to have games, because I'm not going to be able to go through all that, all it takes to get everyone set up on a daily basis, probably. So, yeah, that's kind of generally where my head's at right now. Is that we'll figure out, I'll either figure out a better way, so some of the things I'm looking at are either maybe setting up even more queues that are like, these are for practice and these are for games, and but at the end of the day, it's really like, if this becomes more of a hassle than a good thing, then it's got to go, and we'll just have to make do until we get private servers.
No, it's just a bad position you're being put in, Bart, because a few bad eggs kind of make it bad for everyone else who wants to abide by the rules and try to play the game well.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is though, and you know, it's not like it's unreasonable for a beta game to go, you know, dark on private servers and comp play. I mean, unfortunately, you know, just given the nature of the game and the community and how people, you know, use the tools that, you know, we made available to them. You know, if we have to take it down so that we can, you know, make it so that it's a fair playing ground for everyone, so be it. I guess is really, end of the day, what we're talking about here.
I hope it doesn't come to that. I think, you know, I'll tolerate a few baguettes as long as we get to keep playing. I think, you know what, if that's what you're thinking about, you know, we'll stop our complaining, because I don't want to lose this. Because if you guys remember, before we had whitelisting and private servers, and I understand not everyone can join, but before this, how little incentive we had to even log in and play in pub. I don't want to lose it. It's pretty awesome to be able to do pickups and scrims, informal or shoutcasting.
Yeah, I don't care about observers if we lose pickup games.
I
So.
don't even pub anymore, to be honest. Like, I pub a little bit, but definitely wouldn't want to lose this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, this is, you know, really, really awesome for me as well, because, you know, I get to see my game being played. But, you know, at the end of the day, we can't let people, you know, feel like they're being taken advantage of. So.
Well, we should probably not keep talking about this, because certain people are getting a kick out of this, because, you know, they're just looking for a rise out of us.
So you always want to see, you know, not the regular 3 classes being played. Did you guys get to see some more of that this game? I know that gens were repaired more than any other scrim I've ever played in. And I think some people use Scrambler. Was there any other, like, non-Ranger, non-Sentinel, non-Raider kind of games you guys saw, like alternative strategies? I didn't get to see a lot of BFF. Too busy dying.
Well, I would play Soldier on flag just because the disc does more damage. So.
Oh yeah, Bart, did you catch my Soldier routes?
No, was that John?
Yeah.
Yep, I always do.
Good times.
I definitely felt like, especially on Catabatic, I felt like I was playing against ourselves. I saw the Doombringer and all that stuff come out on the flag with the Claymores. I was like, I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah. No, so the story is that we played these guys on Dry Dock a couple nights ago on 7s. We had a good, like, 4 or 5 of our regular solid players, but we just got absolutely crushed. And one of the things we started, I mean, since that day, we've been seriously saying, you know, we Dry Dock, put a Hoff down. I really don't see any other way. Maybe somebody can light me. How else do you guys handle those cloak grabs? I mean, how does any team handle cloak grabs on Dry Dock?
Putting them way out.
Yeah. There's also, if you notice, the drop jammer for the Sentinel can detect the infiltrators. Yeah, it uncloaks them for a little second. If you read in the fine print.
Oh no, we know that. It's just that the question becomes, you know, if you're coming down that hill, it's a brief second to see you in and out. It's something, but I don't know if it's the end all. We just decided to say that, even though we never ran this before, we decided to put a Hoff in on most maps right there.
Yeah, Hoff can usually stop them, and the force fields will reveal them too when they go through it.
You guys played Hoff pretty interesting too. You guys didn't actually, your Hoff wasn't usually on the flag, but towards the corner that I was noticing, because I was going into clear and I was looking on the flag and he wasn't even there. He was in the corner, so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Are you using interesting as like a synonym for bad?
Sounds like that.
That sounds like that.
No, not at all. Like you hit him right. Like I was at first when I saw it, I was like, that's not gonna work. And then Mir's like, ah, crap, I got blocked. And I was like, what? He wasn't even on the flag. So I mean,
that's Kev, dude. That's Kev.
I'll tell you one thing about this match that a lot of the viewers probably don't know, because they probably aren't playing on a competitive level, is this was a very close match. The scoreboard was not quite how close the match was.
I tried to emphasize that in Tribes. It's not like that, but hopefully they got the message from your play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys played well.
We had some like really long standoffs too.
Yeah. We're trying to learn how to do that, and we got.
I think everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been focusing on that. Our standoff has been quite weak, we feel, so we've tried to step it up with a few different changes.
It takes some nice discipline to do good standoffs, though, especially when you go in for O. It takes some nice discipline.
Yeah.
Tell us about each of your team's approach going into this match, what you were thinking and what you were trying to work on, besides standoffs.
What map do you want to mention?
One map at a time.
Well, our blanket strategy for all maps had to change because SO likes to scream a lot, and we can't really hear what's going on. So that was one of the problems.
Comms
So
is
step
always a
1,
big deal.
put SO in his own channel, and then step 2, organize your offense guys.
Alright, so we had to make some drastic changes on dry dock, but for Crossfire we always try to keep it generally the same, which is if you run 8s, we generally have done in the past just 2 clearers, 2 cappers, and then RD is usually kind of as you saw it. We kind of stole one thing that we saw from BFF earlier, which is tech on a couple maps, because you can actually keep the gens up for a certain amount of time. And you really just need a chain guy, a guy to intercept the other team's light offense, right? So when they send you raiders and whatnot, you can't just let them. You can't just let them work you for a couple minutes while you're just looking for body blocks. So we put a tech up there, our normal capping routes, and on Crossfire we actually pull some of those light out. Because if you notice, trying to go up that ship with 2 raiders, you kind of get gunned down because you lose your jets. It's like playing King of the Hill, but you're at a huge disadvantage.
So your tech is your chain guy?
Yeah. So we always try to have at least one guy in 8s who's dedicated to, for the most part, to try and kill the Lido coming in. And we had kept doing that originally, or Hoff. At least one guy to do that.
I want to encourage all the teams actually to practice 7s, because Bart is looking at 7s for live events. So if you end up going to a live event, we don't want you practicing 8s and then not knowing how to play 7s. I think it's going to be very different.
It is a lot different.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually not a big fan of 7s, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
And why is that? Give me a reason.
It seems there's no flow. It seems like you're playing like a really slow game of chess where you're waiting for the opponent to make the move and they just don't. And you're like, come on, I know you're going to do like a simple move, just do it. Because it's kind of repetitive.
Obviously,
it comes
2
in
extra
as waves.
players speeds it up as any more member player speeds it up. But, I mean, you're going to rely more on skill and more on teamwork the fewer players you have. So,
but I think
just feel
the
like
maps are so the maps are pretty large. If the maps were really smaller, I think that 7s could be viable. I think because since there's a big lulls between the matches, or between like the action spots, and then since the action spots are generally flag based, and you can't really spare an extra person on O, I mean effectively, because you'll be guaranteed flag grabs all the time.
Yeah,
there are issues there though, because trying to convince a sponsor to sponsor 8 guys for one game is probably not going to happen.
I say we make it so that the game is so great that we don't need to worry about sponsoring 7 guys or 8 guys. They'll want us to have 8 guys because they know the game is great, the players are playing with great personality, and then the games are very exciting to watch. Because one extra person, really, I'll pay my freaking flight. I don't care. It's not a big deal.
I like 7s because it forces each team to decide, am I going to go 1 extra O, 1 extra D, am I going to stack heavy, 5
They do that in
and just
8s,
do
remember
D?
that.
I mean, you can use that same argument, but you also can't. With 7s, you can never have even splits, so it actually takes a level of strategy actually out of the game.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see a Shrek even more powerful. Look,
That's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Vehicles are way too strong right now for 7s in current state, in my opinion.
Let me put it to you this way. You have 3-0, so you're not going to run 2 cappers anymore. You actually lose that second capper. I don't really see that many maps that you run two cappers in. What are you going to do? It's going to become more like plays, where you call a play, you get it done, and then you reset and do it again, sync.
Have people here played 7s much?
We played 7s the other night, and it's kind of. I mean,
what I want to see is, I want to see teams play 7s in these scheduled BeyondGaming.com scrims, and we see how it plays on the cast. That way we can tell whether it's viable or not. We haven't seen it very much. All the teams are playing 8s. So I want to see some teams practice it and show it to us.
I think,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
like I said,
that's a
doesn't
very
help,
very valid request. If you want to do it, now's the time to do it. Especially if you're going to be trying to.
When it doesn't count, we're trying to learn.
It's
a
valid
hit
request,
points,
but it
generator
also,
hit points.
it's a,
Hit points too high?
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that it's valid in that if you wanted, as Bart's trying to look at, how the scrims go, we got to get this out of the way now, do 7s and 8s, because you're gonna really have to look at things like how fast can you take down a Shrike, because you won't have an extra person or to kind of move around when needed, and also things like gen and turrets. Have you guys even tried to take out rank 4 turrets? Like
pretty
solo
hard.
with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
I want to find this out now in closed beta when it's still beta and scrims don't count. So yeah.
You got a point. Exactly. If you're gonna do
Also,
it, you gotta do it now.
I also challenge the validity of sponsors saying, "Oh, I'll be willing to pay for 7 people, but not 1 more."
Yeah.
Well, again, I personally think that 5 for Counter-Strike is already pushing it, and 7's pushing it even more. So that's why I would be reticent to ask anyone to do 8s. Any thoughts, Bart?
I think that everything that I've ever heard has been smaller is better, so.
That's true, but this one, the one few game where it's gonna have a disadvantage in that sense. You do need more players than is actually feasible. Not just 7 to sponsor, but how many teams? Like when you get 5 teams of 7, 5 teams of 8, it's a whole lot more people to actually support in a tournament. That might be getting out of hand.
I guess since 7 vs 7 is already a known event for Tribes 2, it's been so on the TeamWarfare.com ladder for a long time. I guess I consider that to be a starting place to learn.
Physics in that game are slightly different than this game, though.
That's true, but it is a known starting place to learn about, since we are learning at this stage. This is all proof of concept for competition.
True.
Let's do it. I'm all for testing it. It just feels a little slower. And
We are
circuits.
We're testing. It's time to test. Let's test.
Agreed.
Hey guys, with that being said, I know a few people when you guys are done with this. I've seen a few of you guys in pickups. We're gonna get some going. I'm gonna head out myself for the evening though. I had to be up early.
Thank you very much, ABC.
Always a pleasure. You guys have a good night.
Hey,
Thanks,
peace.
ABC.
Heal up, brother.
Yep.
So I think we discussed Crossfire. Thoughts from the teams on, what was the second map? Dry Dock?
User disconnected from your channel.
Did we try this?
Yeah.
We had to because RS was having his reboot because he couldn't change classes, remember?
Did any team manage to get a tank out on the flag? You can't really keep a tank up that long, can you, on Dry Dock?
Well, I mean, I find that in pubs it dies pretty easy, but what about 7-on-7 or 8-on-8? Does it stay up a little while?
Depends on who's playing or not.
I think that actually my team tried it on Dry Dock and found it to be not worth it, so I didn't know if either of you had tried it.
It can be, but usually it gets taken down. Like if you play on the hill and spam downward, that's how I would play it, or I'd play mid just to... But usually when I tank harass, and then, you know, I like to be an attention whore. So
no, I was fascinated. Both teams did Juggernaut mortar spam on the stand. Very cool.
I mean, yeah, they definitely stole that from us, but it's alright. I have to give them.
Whoa, stole.
Harsh words.
No, the idea behind that was we thought you guys were going to turtle up again on your gens, and one of the things is I don't want to dedicate Ho to this game since it's 8. I don't want somebody to go into the gens and die because I'm not even sure he can keep it up, you know, keep it down 24/7. So if you guys were going to do, you know, force fields and like a technician, just a lot of turtling like that, it's just a lot easier to send in spam against you than try to send in 2 raiders who have to get so close that they can actually be intercepted by techs and rangers.
I have a question for ZFZ. Did BFF having that Doombringer with the force fields and Kate with the turrets on the Dry Dock stand, did that cause you problems? Were you forced to deal with that, or was it not a problem?
Yes and no. I mean, I couldn't control K anymore. If you remember, I had to keep going down and make sure those gens were killed until I started to forget about it toward the end of the map. But we'd always have to keep that down. The second one was you saw Psy suited up immediately into Jug to start spamming that, and even I spent some time in the back hills spamming that.
From a captor's perspective, I didn't notice it being a large issue. Like they were never really up when I was running because we were timing our clears.
Yeah, that's why people have been calling it a defense-oriented game. I did see one play where actually Jihad had to be doing the gens, he should be doing an E-grab, but he couldn't really know that in time, so he was out of position for that E-grab.
That was a bad play by me. I should have looked through and ghosted that flag down. I know exactly what you mean. I walked outside and I saw the guy cap, and I realized I was shooting gens down for some stupid reason.
Right, because you were worried about the gens causing problems. So it's interesting that BFF tried to make the gens an issue in 8-on-8 when, in this rule set, when they come up every 5 minutes, and most people consider them not very important
3
yet.
minutes.
But when it's going to be 8-on-8 or 7-on-7 with gens controlling loadouts, what do you think? Very important to defend?
Oh, beyond important, obviously.
Loadouts are big, but I don't know if I like
Will either of your teams, will they dedicate a guy to defending them, or will they just chase somebody in there when they try and kill them? Like Stack and Hack does.
Maka?
I would say if our loadouts depended on it, then yeah, we need to defend those.
But also depends
on
the teams.
What's the default loadout?
Soldier, probably.
Woohoo!
Well, it depends on how much they're going after it, but and what kind of map it is and what strategy we're running.
It's interesting though because you know, in Tribes, light was the default armor when you spawn. In this game, might be medium. What do you think, Bart? What's your rule set in your envision right now for a spawn loadout?
For a spawn loadout, upcoming class customization changes.
I like it. I like it.
What does that mean?
It's a gray area.
We don't know.
We'll
It's a
find out
secret.
soon.
It is a mystery. It's a secret.
Could
to
use some
everyone.
words right there, Bart, to
Can
confuse us.
choose a secondary weapon.
Do you guys really want that? I mean, I hear a lot of the tribes that say it. You're already bringing the game down to 7. Do you really want spawn naked? One of the great parts about this is you spawn and you're ready to go. It speeds the game up tremendously.
This is true.
Plus, also remember,
That's
guys,
true.
a lot of people forget that when you have less people, when it's 7s, there's less variety. And with all the variety you're going to have, it's going to be dramatically lowered. It's going to turn into a vehicle fest and, like, probably timed cap clear.
Oh,
That's
I
it.
got a question here for Bart. Are we going to see a change to the Shrike? I know a lot of people calling for the T2 Shrike to come back. What are your thoughts about that?
In general, I would say that the thing that when I look at the Shrike that I think needs to be looked at from a balance perspective is its effectiveness against both ground and air targets. I think it should be a little more specialized.
Alright.
It's very viable, actually. Thank you, Bart.
I
What
think
about
one of the
this
comments people
jumping?
made was something to the effect of that the T2 Shrike could shrug off minor damage with the shields, but couldn't sustain any heavy fire.
Plus, you also had to use your jets to shoot your lasers, which meant that you couldn't chase as well, so it was a trade-off all around.
I don't know who it was made the comment that the score was closer than it seemed, but thank you whoever said that. I want to know from ZFZ, what impressed you about BFF tonight?
I'm sorry. That tank was annoying as hell on arcs. And actually, did you see how long it actually lasted and how much destruction it actually rained? And we don't actually do things like that, but it actually showed us that, you know, one of these days when teams get really good about when to bring up gens, when to bring out grab bikes, when to bring up tanks, it's going to be a nightmare for us.
I was actually, you can, if you notice, I was spamming your flag stand also from our spawn.
I got one of those too. The
Yeah,
vehicle from vehicle spawn to the other team's flag stand.
I also noticed I picked the wrong pillar when I was doing back to front route, and the tank was there.
Yeah,
I picked the wrong one. I tried. I was like, which one should I go through?
Well, that's a good question, man. Are you guys gonna put a maximum travel time or a distance on the tank? Because it's just a matter of time. I mean, I can on Kata you can do it too. You can spawn a tank and hit the flag stand.
I'm gonna say yes. Although I don't know for sure. It seems like that is probably not. It should probably explode at a certain range. That'll that you know. It doesn't seem to be an enormous issue, but it definitely isn't. Probably not gonna make it into the final product. I wouldn't think. I'll bring it up. That's what I'm trying to say.
What about the vehicle limitation? Some people are concerned about. There's a big deal with 2 strikes on defense right now. What, like, are you gonna limit the strikes per team?
Yeah, that would be not for
Server
pub.
flag.
Yeah, that would be more server flag. Not for pub. You know, people can kind of use.
Oh
it
yeah,
for,
yeah,
like,
absolutely, absolutely. But for league, I mean.
I don't know. I argue this other way, which is if everybody's running bulwark on a team anyway, you put 2 strikes up, you're losing a body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's the same thing when people say snipers are so amazing. They are, but you're kind of losing a body. And it takes a certain. I only trust Kudos to be a midfield sniper and actually get returns. I don't. When I see a team run 2 snipers, I basically say they're losing so much in their midfield and chase play and escort play.
Yeah, we don't usually. I mean, you've seen it in matches before. We don't even play snipers sometimes.
Yeah, I think that strikes the same thing. You got 7, you got 2 strikes. That's an amazing D, but what's going to happen to your flag play?
The obvious answer is 5 scramblers.
We know you love the scramble.
No.
I
5
love the
jumpers,
scrambler,
Bart.
yeah.
5 jumpers.
The 5 jumper like cluster escort, I swear it'd probably work. And but here's the thing: if it did work,
It'd
imagine
probably
how
get chained down.
Like the person would be that you did that. Like the team that you did that against, no chance.
They
they
would
still
quit the
don't know
game.
They'd be yelling so much.
If
They
it
would
worked, they'd quit the game.
immediately. They would uninstall the game.
Yeah. So I want to see it. Someone will do the like jumper passing, like continually pass it off to a new jumper and just change directions.
You guys still haven't unlocked the secrets of the soldier yet. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, it's not a bad
Soldiers
idea.
good.
Enlighten us. What are the secrets of the soldier, Johnny?
Nope.
They're secrets.
There's always
If I had
Good for
told you them, they
defense
wouldn't be a
just 'cause
secret
it does
anymore. Then I wouldn't be able to feel
910
so cool.
damage, so instead of thumping on flag, you can disc on flag.
One of the many tools in the arsenal of a soldier.
Hey, what do you guys think about? So somebody brought this up. It's about the ability to bounce the flag infinite amounts of times. Right? And I think in Tribes 2 it had to touch the ground again before it could ever be impulsed by another explosion.
Yep. When you diss the flag or any sort of explosion on the flag in T2, once it started its momentum until it landed, it would not change.
Yeah. So,
which was very intuitive for good cat play, infield pickups, being able to diss the flag into yourself and such.
Yeah, I've seen that now.
I like flag bouncing, but I wonder if
it gets a little hectic. Everyone bouncing the flag around.
I personally don't like punting too much, but I guess I'll have to learn. I did it tonight once.
So hey,
I think the punting is kind of important for the stand-in of the the high mid-air toss that we don't have.
What?
Actually, I like punting. It's what brings the scrambler back into balance. If it wasn't punting, I really wouldn't think ranger capping would be all that great. But the fact that the scrambler's only thing is he's missing is that
the jumper is the best punting class for sure.
Yes,
in my opinion.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I would say, because just given how the flag works, with how it basically the jumper is kind of going at an optimal speed, and in general, if you just do it, his punting actually behaves differently, and this is something that I didn't know until I started playing jumper a lot, just to inundate myself with the class and all of its efficiencies and deficiencies. Craig just blew a strike in the street.
Yeah, that was bad.
But yeah, he's actually a really strong punter. The way the bolter works with the flag is different than how it kind of tends to behave. It's kind of the difference between the thumper and the disc for a jump. I guess is the best way I can explain it. That same kind of, where on paper it should be the same, but it behaves differently.
How hard is he pimping jumper? Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know
he's pimping it so
Bye,
hard.
Jumper, the best worst class should be really good once they buff it.
The problem with that is actually getting the flag, because you'll probably be dead before you can get it.
Right.
You give it a sniper rifle and we'll play it, Bart.
That's right. Well, upcoming class customization changes.
Wanted to give a little shout out, I guess, to Arcs Nova. I like how it plays out, actually. I think it's very tribes, like legacy tribes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're it's kind of still in the stages of not everyone's playing it in all the games. So, once everyone's comfortable with it, then we'll really be, kind of more, we'll be seeing at what its real problems or triumphs are. But I think right now I'm very pleased with it.
You should just take the Scythe of Destruction and go to Bell Omega and just cut those towers in half across the map. And then we will have a good map again.
Did you guys answer your surveys I sent out?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I thought it would be longer though.
I will be reviewing them. No, concise. What do you mean, like the return fields?
I wrote like a freaking essay and they told me I couldn't write that and I got mad.
Yeah, did you see the little map on the bottom? Max characters.
Wow. How many people ran into that? If you're running into the max characters on every one, it's not gonna get right.
Exactly. that's kind of what it was. I was like, I know these guys are gonna be really passionate and they're gonna want to make like exhaustive logical proofs for why what they said is the right thing. And if it's not limited, no one's ever gonna read it. I would read them, but it would be like I'd be like in July, like, oh, that's a really good point. So. Limited it, sent them out. So I'll be reviewing those this next week. So hopefully we get a lot of good stuff out of that.
Jihad, do you have a question? You're saying?
Yeah, I think there was hey BFF, what impressed you most about ZFZ?
Your flag blocking.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how you guys did it with mortar spam constantly on your flag, but I felt like I was running into a body every time I came in.
Definitely changed up because we're used to you just running 4 rangers, and we just talked about this. Jihad and I just talked about this the other day. Yeah, I was definitely surprised to see that, but it's a good change, Definitely threw us for a loop because usually, especially on Crossfire, you were playing 2 rangers above the flag and just thumping it, so it's so easy for a mirror to come in and just swoop that off the flag real quick while we're clearing. And you guys definitely changed it up on us, which was good. I liked seeing it.
Yeah, from offense perspective, for you guys, definitely having 2 cappers, good timing coming in close to each other, or delaying it just enough to where we couldn't see John Wayne or Red Spider coming. Just normally I'd get a block on the first capper, but the second one normally would slip right through.
I was mostly kidding. I didn't mean to fish for compliments that were that long.
Yeah, he did. Don't let him fool you.
Well, I mean, you still stole our strap from Dry Dock, so I mean, but whatever.
It's your fault.
I refuse to cap infiltrator, so we didn't steal anything.
It's so hard to chase back to front routes, like it's pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's that map design,
I'm
guys.
still waiting for a team to run cloaked infiltrator on the flag.
We do. I mean, they did, and no one's gotten around.
No, he means
to it.
defensively, Hamid.
It's hard to do that defensively because the
What?
You're gonna
spam
be
will kill
spammed, yeah.
infiltrators quickly.
And you'll be one shot by any sort of spam because you're a light.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really hard to do in
guys.
comp.
Come on.
I mean, Maka did it, but he doesn't do it anymore, so obviously.
The thing about jumper on flag
Maka is the
that you
king
can-
of trying a
you can
strategy and
boost,
then
man.
abandoning it when it doesn't work.
You gotta boost into people.
You gotta
body
test
block.
stuff out.
It's the best strat, amazing ever.
Say again, Bart?
Boost into people to body block them when they don't think you're coming.
Oh, we do that when we
Oh
troll
right,
hubs,
this is
Bart.
his new jumper pimping he's doing.
Okay.
Trying to
here's
get the
what you
melee
do.
in
Here's
midair,
what you
too.
do.
Also, I've heard that the sawed-off shotgun actually has the highest burst damage in the game. So if you can pair that with a body block and 2 shots, it's pretty successful.
I mean,
It's
why don't we all just
easier
play
to
jumper?
just get soldier and
Melee
mirror
key.
with the disc.
But Bart,
Yeah, but
some
it's nowhere
cappers
near
know
as
how to
stylish.
strafe, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of
man,
which,
yeah.
Style.
Mirror, didn't you have you got melee'd one time, didn't you? That was on
Yeah,
Dry Dock.
there was during the last few minutes of the game in Dry Dock, I came in for the flag and I got away, and I thought someone was coming in for a body
Oh,
block, but he
it's
wasn't
kudos
coming
in
in for a body block. He was coming in to melee me, and he hit me.
Yeah. I mean, Mirror's like, what? I got
I
melee.
think that was kudos because he was talking about an IRC.
I think on Crossfire I got conked and didn't even realize it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you guys like Red Spider on Kata? How he didn't know he had the flag because he was lagging so hard?
That was another thing. Yeah, he was like, I would see him coming. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the body block, and then he'd warp, and then he'd be passing.
I
he'd
me
go
by.
was
through you.
following him.
Yeah, he was lagging, but he didn't get most of the caps, guys.
Why do you think he took so long to get in?
Yeah, he must have missed like 6 routes or 8 routes at
He
least.
missed. Y'all missed
map.
quite a few. Actually, I would see y'all coming in, and then it's like, wait, what happened?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, he'd yell out on vent. He'd be like, "Hey, my route's broken."
Yeah, he broke his route a couple times.
But still, he's a distraction.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for that one route. I mean, it's just crazy.
That's right. He only has 1 route. Remember this.
Alrighty, guys. Well, it's getting a little late for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Thanks for the games,
Yeah.
and we'll be
Thank you, Bart.
we'll be taking a look at the surveys, and I'll be hopefully coming up with some better ways to maintain fidelity in our matches. We'll see. More news on that, of course, this week. And yeah. Much
Thanks a
love.
lot, Bart.
Good
Man,
games.
you rock.
Thanks, guys. Yep.
Thanks,
Good
Bart.
game, guys.
Goodbye.
Good game. Thanks for the cast.
User
Thanks for the cast, guys. See ya.
disconnected from your channel.
See ya.
User disconnected from
Craig,
your
I love you.
channel. User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
That was abrupt.
Oh well.
Thanks for the cast, Craig. I'm going to take off as well.
Yep, and thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Alright, I'm gonna.
User disconnected
I was
from
gonna
your
say I can
channel.
finish off this match, but 5 seconds left. So, thank you all for watching. We love you long time. I'm gonna get my butt off of here and start uploading the VODs. Videos on demands for those of you who don't know what those are. Oh, I'm gonna turn my mic up just a bit more. There, now you can probably hear me better. Yeah, the matches will probably be up on our Blip page by 1 in the morning, Central Standard Time. They will probably be on tribescast.com by about 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. So it might take a while, but you know, I've got 3 or 4 gigs to upload, so it might take a while. So once again, thank you for watching. Our next cast will be Tuesday. That's gonna be a big one. We're gonna have fish sticks and I believe. Why am I blanking on the name? Give me just a second here. Be fish sticks and Nietzsche. Fish sticks, of course, pretty big name with Twitch and such. So be co-casting and actually having a joint venture with OMG TV, which should be pretty fun. So stay tuned. If you'd like, subscribe to our Twitch account. Obviously, you're watching it right now, so just click the subscribe button there. If you're on Facebook, facebook.com/tribescast. And last but not least, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/tribescast. Alright, this is me, Craig, signing out. Peace to everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy.